Hello, now I will show you the tutorial for introduction to basic stress analysis. So for the basic stress analysis, we will draw first the part that you have in the chapter 12. So we will start the 2D sketch. And since this part is symmetric, let's just make a symmetry line for the beginning just to, maybe have something later more easier then, if you do any changes in design, and I want to show you why we use material analysis the way we use it. So for example, if I want to draw a rectangular shape, oops, I need to switch back to Control Z. Okay, I'm turning off this option that we have hidden lines. So I'm creating a rectangular shape and I want to dimension this from the coordinate system indicator that's 0. And I want to say that this is symmetrical around the center line. Oh yeah, around this. So left, right, the middle one. And then at the end, all I have to dimension is that this is 6. Middle mouse click twice and the other one is 1. So that's my first rectangular shape. And then I have another one in the middle and I can just add rectangular shape again. I can say symmetry, left, right, middle one, and then I can trim whatever I don't need. So I don't need the one in the middle as well, like here. So now I can check, does this know where it's at? Probably, obviously it doesn't. So I can say that these two are in the same line. And for dimensioning, I might put 0 there in between. So they stay in the same place. And you see this collinear, I will say that line and that line, they're in the same level. And now all I have to do is dimension the middle part. So they're not giving me what is inside, they're giving me what is left. So I have to say dimension this as 1, and I have to dimension the other one here as 1. Oh yeah, I don't need to because now it's symmetrical. And all I need to do is this one, 0.5. So that's all I have, So when I align these dimensions, I can just make them a little bit better line, or we will do that in 2D. So if we do 2D, probably not from this part. So if I extrude this by 2 inches, I want to show you how to apply stress analysis. So you see the stress. So right now, this is generic part. You see, I can save this. So if I go to stress analysis, you will see there's a new toolbar. We will say create study. And you can call it whatever you want or just say okay. And then the first step will be to define materials. So you see material, we can go here to assign and we can go click on materials and select maybe this aluminum 6061, and we can close this. And then, so you see right now it's original. Well, I didn't define it. So I think you have to double click and you say apply or okay. Yeah, now this one is the one that we have. So it still didn't show it there. So materials, aluminum. Yeah, now it's showing me aluminum. Yeah, so when you see here original material, then you can proceed. So, and then second thing is we need to add constraints. So for constraints, we will add fixed, and you can flip this and we can say this is standing on these 2 legs. So you see I'm selecting these 2 blue surfaces and I'm just saying those are my constraints, and I want to apply a force. And, this part is like 6 inches, so that's not that huge. So we will apply a force here somewhere in the middle, and we will say that that force is 100 pounds. Did I say 100 in the 100 pounds force? Yes. okay, it's there. And we can go here to simulate and we can analyze. So if we say simulate, run, see how this is going. So, you know, you can see the result after we apply 100 pounds, you know, you will see things here like this, for example. And then you can go to animate and you can also make a video of this. You can say, can you animate me this simulation result? So I say play. You see, so you, and you can even flip this and see, you know, how it looks. So you see where the stress is more happening right there. So we can also do slow, you know, and you can see results of your analysis. And you can also change something on the part and run this again and see what happens. And you can also save a video. You can put it in your folder and, you know, create a video of this simulation. So for example, if I go back to my part, so you see I'm finishing analysis and I want to check, for example, what if I add some ribs here, or like I don't know, maybe I consider just adding a little bit of fillet right here. You see, two small fillets. Let's see how does this changes the stresses. So I'm saying stress analysis, simulate, run. So you see it's a little bit different result. Sometimes we use fillets for stress reduction, or we go back. You can see, for example, I'm just removing these. If I add chamfers there and there, what happened then? So if I do stress analysis and simulate, run, what will happen if I add chamfers? You see, then distribution of stresses goes a little bit different. Then maybe I can see what happens if I add ribs or something like that. So when you have ribs, okay, so first extrusion, I will just switch to symmetric. So you see, I'm going editing the feature, switching to symmetric, and maybe check what will happen if I would add a rib. So you see, this command needs a visible, unadaptive sketch. Change visibility of the sketch if you want to use. Okay, so we need to go to that plane inside. Let me see, which one is it? Not this one, this one. Yeah, you see, it's in the middle. And if I go there and start 2D sketch, and I want to create a line, that will be my rib line from here to somewhere there. And I can see if it's really on that line. Yeah, it is. And this one, I'm trying to move it so it doesn't go anywhere. So for example, if I put angle here, maybe 45, finish. And if I want to create rib, let me see what kind of thing it's asking me. So my profile is that, oh, it's invalid loop because there's a one extra line. I have to go back and I have to make sure that this is construction, and maybe just put these two. I think sometimes it works only with a line. So let me see, I'm not sure in this software, honestly. I didn't use it for a while. So you see, I put that. Yeah, this is just the thickness. So if I select the profile, so it looks like it has to be triangular shape, not just a line. Some software will do it that when it's just a line, but we need to fill this with two solid lines. Okay, finish. And now let's try if the rib option will work. Here, profile. And didn't use this for a while, but I know for sure we can just use simple extrude from here. Symmetrical, this is too much, maybe 0.5. And you know, I just added one rib there, and now maybe it's good time to show you the mirror feature. So if I use this plane, so you see I'm making it visible. YZ plane, and I want to use the mirror, and I like to use my second extrusion around the mirror plane. It's very simple and very effective. Sometimes we have mirror parts, and we can see how the stress analysis works when we edit this rib. So maybe you see it goes like that, just in these two places. So you see this one is clear. So you can see how maybe your redesign can change the results of your simulation and how you can use this. And you can also find report. You can play a little bit with you know, what kind of things you have as a report, stress analysis. You see, it gives me all different strains and stresses, and this would be very useful for when you're designing things for your senior design project. And you see here I have more detailed information about physical properties, mesh settings, so if you can please do something like this, create your analysis and then save this in a PDF. So you can save this in a PDF if you say print. And if you don't have a 3D Adobe PDF printer, you see, this will save me a nice report. So you see, I can save my, you know, whatever you have. And it looks professional. Or, you know, you can zoom in and you can save these pictures with a snippet tool. You know, you can use snipping tool and then create a new snip and save any of these pictures. And then insert this into your Word document. So stress analysis is very useful. You know, this is a very basic example. So hopefully this will help you with your designs. Thank you for watching.